Hello everyone, my name is Chirag Jain and I am co-lead for Team 1 Agile Avengers along with Ketki Tang. We are building expense tracker application and we have used brownfield approach for the same. Our project focuses on building an intuitive expense tracker application which is designed to simplify financial management. By offering features such as expense tracking, visualize insights, and personalized alerts, this app helps users understand their spending patterns and stay on top of their budget. Some high level project purpose and goals. We are trying to address the challenge of ineffective financial management caused by budget misallocation and impulse purchases. We want to help users combat overspending and achieve financial stability. We also want to promote better financial habits through detailed insights and personalized recommendations. We empower users to make informed financial decisions with actionable data. Our application also provides a comprehensive solution with features like monthly spending reports, visual insights, and real time alerts. Some of our primary objectives are we are trying to develop a robust system to categorize and track expenses seamlessly. We also aim to provide clear visualizations, including charts and graphs, to help users identify spending trends. Application also generates detailed monthly reports for users to analyze their financial health. We have also implemented alerts to notify users of overspending or nearing budget limits. We have used user-friendly interfaces to ensure the app is accessible and easy to navigate for users of all tech proficiencies. For front-end development, we have chosen HTML, CSS, and JavaScript so as to create a lightweight, responsible, and user-friendly interface without adding the overhead of complex frameworks like React.js. We use this tech stack so as to ensure cross-browser compatibility and accessibility for a broader user base. We also wanted to retain complete control over the application structure and styling without dependency on external libraries. For database, we initially used local storage for storing temporary data. This choice allowed us to quickly prototype and test the application without setting up a fully fledged backend. After discussing with professor, TAs, and team members, we decided to switch to SQLite database. We chose this option because SQLite is lightweight, efficient, easy to integrate. It is also fast and reliable, and SQLite databases are stored as a single file, so that makes backups and transfers quite simple. For server and APIs, we use Node.js and Express. We use Node.js because its asynchronous and non-blocking architecture helps us to build fast and scalable backend. We use Express.js for providing a lightweight yet powerful framework for creating REST APIs. We will now discuss some repository details and a detailed walkthrough. The repository is hosted on GitHub under the organization CSE 210 FA24 Group 1. The repository name is also the same. We use Git for version control with GitHub serving as a remote repository host. Git allows efficient branching, collaboration, and tracking of changes, ensuring streamlined development workflows. Now this is our repository and we'll provide a detailed walkthrough of the same. Inside the GitHub folder, we have various subfolders. So issue template essentially is used for creating issues of different types. Workflows has two YAML files for CI/CD pipeline and for validating PR. Pull request template is used when for creating different PRs. In the test folders, we have placed all our testing, which includes unit testing as well as integration testing. We did integration testing for multiple features, which included our home page, our visualization page, and our auth page as well. Similarly, for all the three pages, we have added a unit testing as well. We use multiple files for setting up our testing, so one of the file was test utils, which help us in setting up unit test cases. Inside admin folders, we have multiple subfolders. CI/CD pipeline essentially has all the information. So this particular diagram shows what a CI/CD pipeline actually does, and this markdown file contains all our information related to a CI/CD pipeline. Meeting subfolder contains all the meeting notes for our retrospective sprint meetings, which we did in the development process. Video subfolder contains a status video, which was a midweek presentation. Code practices markdown file contains all the necessary code practices which developers need to follow. Inside this folder, a major code lies in this particular folder. So we have splitted this particular disk folder in multiple subfolders. Backend subfolder essentially contains all the code related to APIs and database integration. Pages subfolder contains all our HTML files for our different pages. Script folder contains JavaScript files, so it essentially has all the logic of our application. And styles subfolder contains all the CSS files for different pages of our application. Index.html is our landing page, which is essentially the login for the application. Images folder contains all the images which we require on the README file. In the specs folder, we have multiple subfolders. ADR subfolder contains all the architectural design record which we created and updated during the course of our project. Brainstorming subfolder contains the sketch we made in the initial phase of our project. Interfaces folders contains all the information related to our Figma designs and wireframes. And pitch subfolder contains a pitch document. Now there are three files: Babel RC, ESLint RC, Prettier RC. These three files are used for linting and formatting configuration for consistent code quality. Git ignore file is essentially used for listing files and directories to be ignored by Git. Package.json and package.log.json, these files define the node dependency and log file for deterministic builds. JSconfig.js and jetsetup.js, these files are essentially used for configuring files for running tests with Jest. JSdoc.config.json file is a configuration file for JSdoc. This file defines the setting and options that guide JSdoc in processing your code and producing documentation. And README file provides the main documentation file for providing an overview of project and setup instructions. Now, the reason behind deciding this directory organization is it provides an ease of navigation. It helps in scalability because the separations of concerns ensure that as the project grows, new files can be easily organized without clutter. It follows standard practices, and there are directed directories for test and distribution files, so it simplifies debugging and deployment. So this structure is good because it provides clarity, it is collaboration ready, it is automation friendly, and versioning and tracking can easily be done.
This GitHub Actions workflow is the backbone of our development process, ensuring code quality, reliability, and seamless deployment. Our pipeline is strategically designed with multiple stages that kick in automatically on push or pull request events to the main and develop branch. We're using GitHub Actions with a Node.js 18.x environment, leveraging NPM for dependency management and task running. Let me highlight our key configuration strategy. We're using npm CI to install the dependencies and ensure exact package reproduction. We're implementing npm caching to significantly speed up build times, ensuring consistent and reproducible build environments. Now for the pipeline architecture. Let us start with the first interconnected job, which is linten format. Linten format checks code formatting, runs ESLint for code quality, and also ensures consistent coding standards. The next job is called test, which runs a comprehensive test suite, generates code coverage reports, and also uploads the code coverage report to Codicy for ease of tracking. Next, we have JSDocs, which is automatically generating JavaScript documentation, deploying docs to GitHub pages, and also ensuring up-to-date accessible documentation at all times. The JSDocs job showcases our automated deployment capabilities because it is generating documentation using JSDocs, pushing the documentation to a dedicated GitHub pages branch. It is also configuring the Git credentials automatically and using the GitHub token for secure deployment. Next, we have code quality analysis, which performs advanced static code analysis, integrates with Codacy for deeper code insights, and also ensures that we are identifying potential issues and improvement areas. So the special mention here would be automated documentation workflow, because we are seamlessly generating the JavaScript documentation, automatically deploying it to GitHub pages, and also ensuring documentation is always current and accessible. We're also implementing a separate workflow to validate our PRs, ensuring each PR is linked to an issue. We're preventing merging without proper context, which ensures that we're maintaining traceability and project management discipline. This pipeline represents our commitment to code quality, automated testing, and streamlined deployment. By automating these processes, we reduce manual overhead and maintain high standards of software development. So the final mention I would like to make is our holistic development approach, which balances automation with code quality, reduces manual overhead, and provides comprehensive visibility into development process. Now let us take a look at the local environment setup that is necessary to run our application and finally make contributions. So let us take a look at the core requirements. So the first requirement is Node.js with the recommended version of 18.x. If you don't have it, then you can install it, download it from the website, and verify the installation by running node-version and npm-version. Next, we have npm, which comes bundled with Node.js, and we're using Git for version control. You can set up the project locally by following the given steps, which is running git clone with the repository URL. You will have to cd into the project directory, and in order to install all the dependencies, you can run npm ci and ensure that you have the right dependencies for contribution. I would like to mention especially about our dependency management strategy. We're using a comprehensive package.json configuration which separates the dev and production dependencies and provides scripts for various development tasks. Let us take a look at the file once. So we have all these scripts mentioned here which help for various development tasks, and we have all the dev dependencies and the production dependencies as well. Moving on, we now look at the potential pitfalls that you can encounter and any solutions that you can use to counter those pitfalls. So the first pitfall would be formatting and linting issues. So what you can do is you can run npm run format check. You can auto-fix those formatting issues by running npm run format, or you can lint your code by running npm run lint, which allows for automated formatting checks, consistent code style across the project, and immediate identification of potential issues. Next, we have merge conflicts. So what you need to do is you need to always pull the latest changes before starting your work, and you should use git pull rebase to minimize your merge conflicts. You can also resolve conflicts manually in conflicting files. To add on to the setup process, let me mention some additional setups that can make your contribution process even more easier. So you can run npm run prepare, which automatically runs linting and formatting checks for you. This prevents committing of code that doesn't meet project standards, saving us time and enhancing overall code quality. Now, let us take a look at the deployment of our application. So we've deployed our front end to Netlify, and this is what our deploy log looks like. The last production deploy was made yesterday on December 11th at 10:57 p.m. Right before our code freeze. And our backend has been hosted on Render, and this is our backend. These are the logs for our backend, and our service is live currently and was set up at 6:48 p.m. on December 11th. Thank you.